Well, we can all breathe easy now, ladies and gentlemen. The Winnipeg Jets have clinched the final wildcard spot with a win over the Minnesota Wild. And you know what? It was a wild game, if you will. This was nuts. This game was largely, whatever for me. Like, I don't know. The Jets were playing really well, and I was like, okay, you know what? The Jets are going to come in here. They're going to get that point tonight. They were up 2-0 at one point in the game. We'll recap everything in just a second here. But the ending of the game was the most exciting, and maybe the most, I don't know, just the most intense Jets hockey has been in a long time. Obviously, there's been a lot of games this season and a long portion of the season in the second half where really this team didn't look like they cared. And tonight, they looked like they cared. They showed some heart out there, and we're going to talk about all that in just a moment. But we're going to start off here with, this just setting the table. The Jets need 1 point to clinch the playoffs here. Nashville just hanging on. They need to win both games. They need Winnipeg to lose both games. But if Winnipeg gets a point, they will move on. So, spoiler alert, I already ruined it at the beginning. Nashville does not make the playoffs. But we're going to start here in the first period. Adam Lowry comes in, and he's actually going to score his 13th goal of the season. Last game, that third line played incredible. Lowry scored in that game as well. And Adam Lowry keeps showing up at big times here. He had a large portion of the season where he wasn't really doing a whole lot. But, the last 10 to 15 games, he has been a real big driver in why the Winnipeg Jets have, kind of come back from that weird slump, that weird 2-month ache. I don't know what to call it, but it was not fun. But Adam Lowry getting on the board here and putting the Jets up 1-0. The Jets are 0-3 against the Wild this season, but Mark Scheifele wants to change that. He's gonna, just bank in his 42nd of the year off a Nate Schmidt shot, and just like that, 2-0 Winnipeg. You can smell the playoffs. You can just smell them. And, you know what, heading into the second, it was more of the same. The Jets and the Wild were just kind of going back and forth. Lots of power plays, lots of penalties, a lot of weird things going on. But ultimately, nothing happened really in the second. It was just a back and forth game. Winnipeg keeps that 2-0 lead. They're protecting it. They don't want anything weird to happen. Now, welcome to the third period, ladies and gentlemen, where all hell breaks loose. We start off the third with Kirill Kaprizov scoring on the power play, his 40th of the year, and now it's 2-1, okay? And now at this point, I'm thinking, okay, well, do the Jets really let in, like, another goal? And even if they do, who cares? Like, as soon as they get to overtime, they got that point, it's whatever. But we didn't have to worry about that. We're going to talk about, the rest of the game and all the actual hockey stuff in just a second here. But a lot of weird stuff happened, and I got to talk about it here. So, Ryan Reeves sends Dylan DeMello into the boards head first. No penalty. Thought that was kind of weird. That's textbook boarding, as you can see here in the clip. I don't get it, but whatever. Fine. Then, later on, Nick Ehlers gives Kirill Kaprizov just, a little normal hit, very playoff style-esque, and then he gets absolutely crushed in an obvious interference call that should be 5 in a game, and Ryan Hartman, I think, got 2 for what interference? So that's weird. That's funny. So a lot of worry, obviously, with Ehlers. There's a big scrum afterwards. And he was all right, actually. He came back after the game. But a dangerous hit. Very dangerous hit. But he was on the ice for the celebration and everything. It appears he's fine. So that is the good news. If you thought that was crazy, just wait until you see what happens next here. Gonna quickly take a break from all of that for a second and turn it over to Mason Appleton, who's an absolute dog. Scores again, back-to-back games for Appleton, and this one felt nice. That was a nice FU to the Wild fans there. It felt nice. That was a nice FU to the Wild. I wasn't feeling, what the Wild were doing out there. A lot of dirty plays and just, I don't know, just being dicks for no reason, really. Ryan Reeves out there just kind of throwing around the body, and I get that's his job to kind of be an agitator and everything, but there's no need for all that. We'll talk about him in just a second here. So 3-1, and this is pretty much where this game was over. It just turned into a WWE match out there. Jets are going to win this game, spoiler alert. I'm just going to, put that into the side pocket here for a second. But then it's Nino Niederreiter and Ryan Reeves going at each other. They both get 2 minutes. Nothing really happened out of there. I don't know, just Reeves kind of laying on Nino. I don't get it. I don't know why Reeves wasn't given a 10. He was obviously looking for trouble out there. And, you know, more on that in just a second. But then you got Neil Pionk giving Johansson a big cross-check to the ribs. I'm thinking he broke his ribs there. I don't know what else that could have been. He fell down like a ton of bricks, could not get up, probably having trouble breathing. Pionk ends up getting 5 for that somehow, which is wild to me. I didn't think that warranted a 5, especially after what Hartman and what Reeves has been doing. But you know what, whatever, who cares? If you want to suspend Pionk a game, Jets are clinched, they play against Colorado. Doesn't really matter. I don't see it being more than a 1 game. I don't know. I think that's kind of weak, but whatever. And then in the midst of all this, Connor Hellebuyck comes through with the funniest save of the year, the most insane save I've ever seen. Guy's standing on his head all game. This was a signature Connor Hellebuyck performance tonight. This is a Save of the Year candidate here in Game 81 of 82. And, you know, love to see Hellebuyck regaining that form. That was very fun to watch tonight. But, hey, we still got, you know, 30 seconds to go here. Then Ryan Hartman, being the little bitch that he is, he's in front slashing Dylan, and Dylan turns around and just feeds him punches. That was hilarious. That made my night. Ryan Hartman, known toolbox. I can't stand that dude. Him and Marcus Foligno are the 2 biggest douchebags in the league, and that includes Ryan Reeves in that pool there. But I just can't stand Ryan Hartman. He does jack shit out there, doesn't do anything, and just runs around and plays dirty. And yeah, I'm not a big Ryan Hartman fan, if you can't tell, but Ryan Hartman gets fed, gets embarrassed on his home ice, so that was kind of nice. But we weren't done there, ladies and gentlemen. We still had the main event to go. Rick Bowness seen flipping out on the bench saying, watch that guy, and to the refs, obviously, he's pointing out Ryan Reeves going on the ice, and Reeves and Lowry had a tilt back and forth, but Lowry ends up on top there, goes off. Jets bench losing their minds. Rick Bowness yelling at Dean Evanson, and yeah, I don't know, that was a lot of fun. You can try to lip read there. I'm not going to say it on YouTube. Might get demonetized, but he calls Dean Evanson a little something, and I'll let you guys figure that out yourself. You guys can pause the video, rewind, do whatever you want there. But anyway, this game would end a very feisty one, very out of control game thanks to the refereeing in this one, but the Jets would be victorious. That was a lot of fun, and that was a fun way to clinch the 8th seed. I like the response from the Jets. You know, they didn't just like kneel down to the Wild, who, you know, they're a big team. They're a tough team. They pride themselves on that. But they definitely did not back down, and they got the better of a lot of them there. Even Neil Pionk getting in there. I don't really have an issue with that cross-check. It sucks that the guy got hurt. You never like to see that. But I don't have a problem with that at all. You know, if Dylan's getting, you know, slashed and whatever in front by Hartman, I'm so happy he turned around and put his face just into the ice. I don't know. Like, what did you expect to happen? You're going to fight Brennan Dillon and you expect to win? I don't know, man. Just a lot of goofy stuff here from the Wild, and then the Wild fans on top of that doing the "ref you suck" chant. Like, come on, man, figure it out. Funny team, but yeah, we'll see what the Wild do in the playoffs. I don't see them going very far, but that's just my take on the situation. So the Wild lose, Jets win, they clinch, and we have whiteout parties again, baby. The Winnipeg whiteout is back and thriving. First time we've had fans at the whiteout parties since, you know, 2019. Obviously, with the COVID year and everything, we weren't able to have fans at those, so I'm very excited to get back down there. And yeah, see a lot of you guys. If you guys see me, come say what's up. There'll be a lot of fun. Big ol' Shining Star Award tonight going to Connor Hellebuyck for making the save of the year. Like, are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me with that? That was absolutely nuts. Me and Zach were watching the game. We were freaking out. That was so much fun to watch. I haven't had that much fun watching the Jets in a long time, and I'm really happy that they found this spark here late in the season, and hopefully they can have maybe a little bit of a surprising cup run. I mean, hey, you made the playoffs. You might as well go win a cup now, right? You might as well go on a run. So I'd love to see that. It'd be a lot of fun. But that's all I got for you guys today. Leave a comment down below what you guys thought about the game, thought about the hits, and think about the Jets making the playoffs. I'd love to hear from you guys. As always, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Next video will probably just be a season recap. I don't think I'm going to cover the Colorado game. I assume that a lot of the big guys won't be playing in that one. Yeah, so that's all I got. I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Jets, go. Bye-bye.